Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is my weekly video, and I'm late. Should have done it on Wednesday. That's the preferred day for the YouTube algorithm. So, eh, we're doing it today, and at least we're doing it weekly to the best of our ability. So, I don't have a topic today. And I thought, well, what am I going to talk about? So this may be a mixed mass of stuff. Um, Now, I went to a doctor yesterday, a new doctor, and I've had such a experience at one clinic I'd been going to for 20 years. God, it was so upsetting. Ugh, I don't know what's happened over there, but I found a new doctor in town at another um, facility. Actually, they've really grown, so I suspect there's been some money that has been put into uh, them that I don't like to use names just in case it locates me too much and you just never know for safety reasons. Um, I feel not, I feel better not talking about that. But I would suspect that maybe they have had the rural help from this administration, perhaps, and building rural facilities or getting money to them so they can grow. That's my theory. I don't know if that's true. But I went to a new doctor. The clinic I'd been to, now some of you seniors, I was going to a clinic for 20 years that had people right out of school. So they were doing their residencies, a mixture of, MDs, DOs, nurse practitioners, the physician assistants, that kind of thing. And I have to say that through the 20 years I went there, I was really actually pretty happy with them. You know, if there was someone I didn't like, I'd just change, I'd just go to somebody else and see who I might like. And also, word gets around, you have a relative that goes to somebody, they have a good uh, experience with them. So you think, okay, let's try them out. So I was with him for 20 years, but this last year it was so weird. It's like something has really changed, and I'm thinking, well, but maybe they didn't get the money. I honestly, I don't know what it is. Um, Perhaps the truth will be revealed at some point, but I don't think, um, if you can help it. Now, I don't know. Like I said, I went to them for 20 years. It was just this last year that I had a really bad experience. I mean, it was upsetting. Right before I had to leave and go to my youngest daughter's wedding in beautiful Mammoth Mountain, just tale setting and fairy tale everything, really. It was just so wonderful to see happen for her. But my trials before that were really upsetting. So had to go to what usually took once a year, one time, took 3 visits. And so the last visit I had with them, uh, what changed, not to my satisfaction at all. I thought it'd be a longer appointment and talk about a plan for my health. Well, that didn't happen, so I thought that's it. I had gone over beforehand because the one doctor had upset me so much, telling me things. Actually, this new doctor I just went to yesterday was just not correct information. So I guess for the rest of you out there, if you can get a physician that is, an MD, a DO, that nurse practitioners are great too. I decided to go to a DO. I actually really like them. I've had good luck with them, and some MDs too. Um, I would recommend getting somebody that's gone through their residency and had some experience, especially because if you're older and you have some complicated situations, you really want someone who has some experience. So I have to say, I went to this new doctor. I am really happy with them. They listen to me. It was a 40-minute appointment instead of trying to cram everything in 15 minutes. I don't even know how anybody does that. Some of these doctors, including the clinic I had been going to, they must be exhausted. And especially when they only get 15 minutes with somebody. So anyway, I was very happy with him, for a new patient appointment. He listened. Boy, find somebody who will listen to you. If you're with someone who won't, they're not going to honor where you are as a person, how you feel, um, what you want out of life. And this doctor even mentioned yesterday, that emotional stress can actually cause the physical body to get sick. And he even said, we want you to feel comfortable here. Wow. I get white coat every time I get my blood pressure done at a doctor's office. I just can't seem to help it. I failed that test. I just can't seem to help it. And I've had higher blood pressure and I need to lose some weight. And I'm working on it, although I'm having my challenges staying on it. Uh, so, so much that's part of this talk today. Let's see where uh, this will be a mishmash of stuff that come to me that I think that are helpful to you as seniors and let's say Generation X and even millennials, even younger people. I think that we're kind of set up that makes my thoughts go a little bit out there that we want to stay communities, I think is best. Um, for a mixture of the older and the younger. I think that's harder for us these days. We don't live in small towns anymore. Um, many times work takes families away from grandparents and that kind of thing, children and parents and grandchildren. That's my situation. How can I get to know my grandkids when I live so far away from them? And it's expensive to travel. And it looks like I don't take the train anymore. That was one way I was able to get around. I think when my daughter lived up here, um, I did, I think a couple times I went over and saw her on the bus, and that was okay. Um, there were some characters in there kind of worried about. And the way over was kind of long, like it was a stopover in a certain city for a good hour. So, but it was okay. The train, I actually like the train, but I like it less. I can't really, they're like to get a room, a roomette, what's called a roomette or room is outrageously high. It wasn't always that way, so I don't know really what changed. Seemed to have happened about the time of the pandemic. I don't know, did the rest of you notice all of a sudden prices on some things went skyrocketing? What's that about? Why? So that's part of my talk today of what I'm thinking about. I was kind of sitting here, what is going to interest y'all out there? I would like to build this channel. It's something I can do. I have a channel already made that I've had for years, just silly little videos, but I would really like to build it into something and maybe even, I got a long way to go. You have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000, I don't know, I think it's either 4,000 views I think it is in a year's period of time to even qualify. So, but you know what? I'm watching these other people and I'm looking at, when they joined, when they started their channel, which won't tell you a lot because it may be people like me that just kind of, played around with it, weren't consistent. So, could be that. And let's see how long this is. This is almost 10 minutes. I'm trying to think, I just don't have a topic today. I'm still just like, I don't know if there's y'all out there, I'm trying to get my energy still back. Um, anyway, yesterday was really successful, and I can't tell you how relaxed I feel now. It was very open to me coming in and getting another seasonal steroid shot if I need it in early August, which I think I'll do that because the haying season, which that's where they cut that for hay, all around me. You get so much hay dust in the whole valley that my body just can't handle it. And so it's just nice to have a doctor if you can find one. I know that, like me, I have two doctors, one that does not work with Medicare, and he does some things for me that, he just isn't going to mess with Medicare. Medicare isn't the easiest people for some of these doctors, they don't have to. And then you have to find a primary doctor who will work with Medicare because that's the health care that I can afford and I have um, available to me as a senior after 65. You get penalized if you don't sign up for Medicare, which I think is kind of unfair because, there might be people that want to work longer and they can. They have the health, they have the, the ability to do that, and they can't get other health care. Are you kidding? Or they have to pay for Medicare, whether they or get penalized. So don't think that's quite fair. Um, so that's my weekly um, video. Um, yeah, I think that's it today. And, just try to get a good doctor. I recommend that you don't go to clinics where people are getting their residencies. I don't know. I don't know what's changed where I was going. It did work for the longest time. Now it doesn't. I don't know what the dynamics are over there. Maybe it will still work for you if that's where you're at, then yay. I found that I can't have my doctors changing every year. And that has been what's been going on for about the last 3 years. There usually people stay for, at least 3 years with the DOs and the MDs to get their residency done. But now it's like every year, like someone new. I don't really care for that. Then you've got to start all over with somebody that doesn't know anything about you, really. They don't know you, they haven't worked with you, they haven't had a conversation with you, they don't give them any time to talk to you. So um, that's the challenge with that. So I talked to this doctor yesterday, and he's been there. He's been practicing medicine for 15 years and so I feel really good about him. He's not planning on going anywhere. So I have one doctor I've seen that, my secondary doctor for, since 2006 or 2007. And now perhaps I can have a primary, for heaven's sake, someone who listens to me, knows me, and maybe has just a better feel for what it is that is best for me. All right, that's the video today. Love to you all. Best wishes. I hope you're having a beautiful day or a beautiful morning or a beautiful evening whenever you're watching this. Okay.